Hey guys, I'm super excited today to talk about the power of self-love and how important and how essential it is to reaching your full potential, to really unlocking your true greatness. And this is a subject I know really intimately because I've been working intensely on it for the last 5-6 months and learning all about different ways to really truly unlock self-love for myself and now share it with others. And so today in this video, I'm going to share 5 amazing reasons why self-love is such an important practice. There's just one practice how it can really do so much for you. And actually, I'll add an additional bonus one at the end that's also a fun one. So those who don't know me, my name's Vivek, and I'm just really excited about talking about self-love, self-improvement, mental wellness, all these type of subjects. These are things that I really care about, and I've really practiced very intensely for the last 10, 12, 15 years or so now. And so in today's video, we're going to talk about self-love and how important it is in terms of reaching your full potential. About 6-7 months ago, when I was in the midst of a relationship, and I realized that something was wrong. And, there were some challenges that me and this person had, but what actually was the biggest problem I realized from my end was this lack of self-love for myself. I was trying to use this relationship, this connection I had with this person, to fill a hole deep inside of me. And I never really understood why self-love was so important. I'd heard about it, people talk about it, but no one had really taught me why self-love is so important, how to even practice it, all these things. And it's not so, crazy to think that, right? It's like, you don't learn it in school. I don't think a lot of our teachers know much about it. Probably our parents or friends or family don't. So it's hard for people to share this knowledge and why it's important. And that's why I wanted to create this video today. And so, as I was going through this relationship and realizing the challenges that I was facing on my end of it and going through different materials and learning different practices, I realized how this one single thing that if I practiced it every day could really transform my life in so many different dimensions. So number one is focus. So today, in today's day and age, with cell phones and social media and constant events and activities that you could be doing with your friends and family, there's so many distractions. There's so little focus in the world. And when we're often taking so much of our mental energy thinking about what's going on, if we're doing a good job, if we're good enough, the person didn't text me back, or I should have said this in this situation, instead of using all that energy to thinking about ourselves, if we can return that energy back into the work we're doing, into the relationships that we're in, into whatever activity we're doing, we can put so much focus back into our lives. And that can be a real superpower, especially with all these distractions that I mentioned. So focus is just such a powerful benefit of practicing self-love. You wouldn't necessarily see those things together, but once you really practice self-love, you realize that you don't have to worry about yourself so much. Instead, you can be really content with who you are and just focus on the activities or the people that you're with. Number 2 is authenticity. This one might seem more, clear, but sometimes people don't appreciate the power of being authentic. We often say we want to be ourselves, but it can sometimes feel, worrying. Does that person like me? Did I say something wrong? Should I have done this instead? Or, even trying to understand who yourself is, who you are day to day. It can be challenging. And so when we love ourselves, we can feel good no matter what we do, no matter what we say, who we're with. If we really truly love ourselves, we can feel authentic. We can feel like we're our real self. And so practicing self-love can help us be more authentic, which also in turn makes us more magnetic, right? So when we're with people, when we're with others, we can often feel what they're thinking, how they're doing, what's going on, right? If someone's angry, you can definitely notice that. When someone's super happy, you can feel that. And when someone's really being authentic, they're being their true self, we notice that, we can feel that. It's one of the most powerful vibrations, energies that we give off as human beings. So when we practice self-love, we get to be authentic, which can be super powerful, super magnetic to anybody that we're around or with or connecting with. Number 3 is energy. Once again, when we're not so much thinking about ourselves, not so much worried about what we're doing, and that's so much of what we spend our mental energy on, thinking about the future, making sure we're good enough for whatever's coming up, or thinking about the past and wishing that we did something different. Instead of using all that energy thinking about all these activities of what we should or could have done, instead of worrying about that and we're feeling good about ourselves, we get all that energy back. And that energy we can put into whatever activities we are, whether it's a hobby, whether it's our work, whether it's our relationships, anything. We get all this energy back to put back into our lives, which is incredibly powerful. Number 4, resilience. In this day and age where there's so many different challenges going on, so many different events happening around us, when the standard is so high, there can be so many things that are pushing us down, making us feel like we're not good enough, that they're just regular challenges of day-to-day life. And when we love ourselves, when we feel really confident in ourselves, we believe in ourselves, we're just so much more resilient. We can handle whatever the challenge is and realize, okay, this didn't go well, but I'm still great. I'm still an awesome person. I'm still a thoughtful person. I'm still a hardworking person. I'm going to show up tomorrow, the next day. Someone I draw a lot of inspiration from, Kobe Bryant, the basketball player. He often seemed like an incredibly resilient person. He was so hardworking. There's all these stories about him keep showing up every day, super early in the morning to practice, because he wanted to be the best player possible. And I think self-love is a component of that, right? So yeah, not every day is going to go the way that we hope. But when we love ourselves, when we feel good about ourselves, that day might not go well, but the next day we wake up, we're going to feel great, we're going to feel confident, we're going to show up and do the stuff that we need to do to be our best selves and be the best partner, to be the best friend that we can be. So resilience is number 4. Number 5 is helping others. In this day and age where so much attention is put on our individual desires and wishes, there's not a lot of space for helping others. So being able to help others is such a superpower. It's such a breath of fresh air to be able to take some time to help others. And because we focus on self-love and we feel good about ourselves, it doesn't challenge us, it doesn't bother us to be around others and to be vulnerable with others and to support them and show up with them authentically, right? So self-love can really make a difference in terms of just being around for your friends or family or even strangers. And like I said, with all this conflict going on in the world, this can be very, really powerful and also make you feel good, right? Like when you help somebody else and they appreciate it, it makes us feel great. So then that even doubles your self-love for yourself by simply doing something good for others. And lastly, number 6, like the bonus one I mentioned, this one's a little bit on the spiritual side. For some of you might not exactly connect with it, but it's about manifesting, law of attraction, abundance. So these concepts, the law of attraction, to do these things, we need to love ourselves. We need to feel good about ourselves, that we are decent, good people. And we're always manifesting. We're always manifesting. But if we don't love ourselves, we're manifesting things that don't help us. But when we really love ourselves, instead we're focusing on manifesting things that serve us, that really nurture us. So focusing on self-love as that core component can help us manifest so much more and so much greater in life. So like you can see, there's so many benefits of self-love. And that's just to start. There's a bunch of other ones that I didn't include in this video because I didn't want to make it too long. I think there's a lot to take from just this single video. But if you're interested, leave a comment below. Love to understand what else you would like to hear, if you'd like to hear the other benefits of self-love. And if you want to learn how to practice self-love, check out this video over here.